I-86 After Dark recommends simply the best cleaning services. Call 716-912-6940. Western New York's cleaning and restoration leader. From Buffalo to Long Island, this is I-86 After Dark.
Welcome to I-86, everybody, and today is September 24th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. I'm your host, Buffalo Bob, and I am joined here by two new friends. On my left is producer John Blaine. How you doing, you fuck?
I'm doing good. I know it's been I was off last week. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. So what did you have, like a cold last week, or like what happened?
It was a cold, and it was not a fun week because I think the problem is with the weather change that we've been getting, and with also in the cold, sinuses have been kicking my butt lately.
Yeah, sometimes that happens within the human body. Sometimes your body's just not accustomed to change, so it's like you have to just kind of get used to it. You know what I mean? I know that feeling, brother. You know what I mean?
It was not fun, but again, when you look at what happened with both New York Giants and the New York Jets, which I know we'll get to them in a bit. Yeah, I was clamoring to get back here because, boy, do I have some stuff to say about both those teams.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. We're going to let you cry for a few minutes. But first, there is somebody very special that I want to introduce. For the first time, making his I-86 After Dark debut is the head owner of the Buffalo New York Islanders Meetup Club, Mr. Damon Mick Rudd. How you doing, Damien?
Good. How you guys been? It's nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, definitely. We're very excited to have you here, brother. I mean, you're going to be a great addition to this team, and I'm very, very excited to have you moving forward.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, I grew up on Long Island, and I've been here in Buffalo for 27 years now. So,
yeah, I mean, I love the logo of your brand, by the way. I love how it's like a neon light color, just kind of like mine with, Long Island and all that shit. I love that.
Well, just to give you like a tiny little background on the logo, I know a lot of people here in Buffalo, when you want to do a logo, they want to put Niagara Falls on things. And people from Buffalo don't want to associate with Niagara Falls, unfortunately. They want to have Buffalo stuff. So I was like, I hope they're not going to do a Niagara Falls logo, but they did, and it came out awesome. And it's one of the best logos for the Islander meetup groups.
Well, I was going to say was like, did you draw that logo by like as it was, or did someone make it for you?
Somebody made it for us because Mikey Patrick, who is the head of New York Islanders meetups, based in Charlotte, North Carolina, he has a guy, Dan, that designs all the logos, well, most of the logos. And so Dan actually designed our logo, and we just kept it. I love it. We've had it on shirts, hats, sweatshirts. It's a big seller.
Damn. I mean, got to keep the ride going, man. I mean, I love it. I definitely love it. But so what we're going to do tonight is, because we're going to let John have an aneurysm in a few minutes because he desperately wants to talk about the Giants. And today's episode is called Rotten Apple. So there is a rotten apple, and they just still have to be embarrassing the shit out of themselves in front of the whole damn country against the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. And that's why Mr. John Blaine is going to kick us off with this topic. Tell us, sir, how do you feel about all this?
This team I have no faith in this team. And I said it 2 weeks ago when I was on. I have less faith now than I did 2 weeks ago with this team. Russell Wilson, I'm going to say this right now, looks like a shell of himself. He is not the same Russell Wilson that was on Seattle all those years ago. The offensive line doesn't know their head from their ass at this point. The only positive I will say from this team is Cam Scatterbo. That's the only positive from this team.
I was going to say the same thing.
The fact that we don't know what's going on with Malik Neighbors right now. He's maybe out for a while. The guy Tracy, I'm forgetting his first name.
Ty Tracy or Tyrone.
Yeah, Tyrone Tracy. He's out now. I mean, they did announce today that they're going with the kid. Could he do worse than what Russell Wilson did? I don't know. At this point, I seriously don't know. And looking at both these teams, Bobby, Damien and I were talking about this when you had your internet issues before. I don't know when this team's going to win that game this year, if I'm being completely honest. And
but do we actually want them to win a game this year? I'd rather take the high pick again.
Yeah, but I think and I get what you're saying. I agree with you. I'd love to get the high pick, but eventually the high picks have to turn into wins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and have to turn into something because right now.
Go ahead, John.
No, go ahead, Bobby.
Well, I was gonna say is that that's almost like wishful thinking or a hypothetical wish, considering that the Giants are not bad enough to get the first overall pick, and they're not good enough to get like the 10th overall pick. They're kind of stuck in the money middle. That to me, they remind me of the Islanders when Lou Lamoriello was the GM, where they had all these older guys and they just went all in for it, and yet nothing came out of it.
Like I'm looking right now here, we have coming up, we have the Chargers on the 28th, and then we got the Saints coming up. I mean, if we look at the schedule here, I'm just going to pull up the schedule here quickly, okay? Just going to go through it, and you guys tell me when you guys think the Giants will actually get a win here, okay?
All right, Damien, ready for this shit show?
We just get ready.
Yep.
Chargers.
Yes, that's a loss.
At the Saints.
Saints is tough because the Bills play them on Sunday. I expect that like a massacre on the Bills' end, but we'll get to them later. But as far as the Giants,
at Saints, no. At Saints, no.
Then we have a quick turnaround because then we got Philly Thursday.
Oh, you're screwed. You're screwed.
Absolutely not.
Then we got Denver the week after.
Nope.
No.
Then we're at Philly to close out October.
Oh God, no! You're not winning that game.
Then we're home to San Fran.
If Mac Jones is playing, then you may have a shot, but I doubt it.
I just say, even with all the injuries, I still say no.
Then we're in Chicago on the 9th.
Well, depends what version of the Bears you get. Are you going to get the mediocre Caleb Williams, or are you going to get the one that played really well against the Cowboys?
That's the one I'll say. I'll say my first maybe on that one.
So, Damien, you have your first maybe of Chicago, and Bobby, we're still trying to figure out your first. Home to the Packers.
You said against the Packers?
Yeah, home on the 16th.
I'm going to put this right now. Yes, I do think they could beat the Packers.
At Detroit the week after, I can tell you right now that's going to be a loss right there.
No, you're not winning that game.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got they're putting us on Monday Night Football against the New England Patriots in New England.
Maybe, but the Patriots are trying to find an identity. That's what they're trying to do. Drake May is a young QB. He's got some pieces, but it's not entirely there yet.
But I really can't remember the last time the Giants won a game in primetime.
Then we got the Commanders at home. Still no win on that one?
No.
Then we're home to the Vikings.
You might beat the Vikings
Maybe.
You might.
Then we're in Las Vegas for the Raiders.
Raiders, I'm going to say no, only because Geno Smith can actually beat the damn Giants, considering he played for that hellhole. And
here's the thing. That's also the 27th. I think that's a prime, because that's a Saturday. That's a primetime game.
Then that's no.
Wait, did you just say the Giant Raider game is a primetime game?
Yeah, it's on Saturday, December 27th.
Wait, was the NFL fucking stoned when they made that schedule?
Well, hold on. I'm gonna get to that.
Look at this Monday's game. We got Miami and the Jets. I'm like, come on.
The Jets are not going to win, though. We've already known this for like a while, though. Well,
I just saw that on Facebook today. Someone was like, that game's getting flexed to Comedy Central.
Oh my God!
Last game.
That's great.
The last game, we are home to the Cowboys.
You're not winning the Cowboy game. I'm sorry.
So what are we gonna have? 2 wins this year? Maybe 3.
2. I think
Yeah,
2.
I agree with Damian. That's probably going to be like 2, maybe 3 if you're lucky.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if we end up having 2 wins this year, depending on who the wins are against, but if we have 2 wins this year, I bet you hear on January 5th that Brian Daboll was fired.
Daboll is way overdue to get fired at this point. I mean, he has a good defense, and Tree was saying this a few weeks ago. For those of you who missed it, we had an interview last week with Urinate Tree. It was a hell of an episode. He was explaining that he has a good defense under Daboll, but everything else is just a complete shit show at that point. And let me just emphasize something for a little bit. Russell Wilson is clearly not what he used to be. The dude is so washed up that teams like the Bengals and the Saints are interested in trading for him. That's how bad and how desperate some of those teams are.
But I just think it's nuts before the season. We go into the season with no quarterbacks on the roster. And then somehow we come out with 3. And then they signed Winston first, which I was fine with that. I wanted him to be the starter, Jackson Dart to sit and watch him. And then all of a sudden, Russell Wilson gets signed. And it's like, I didn't understand why, except for star power.
This is what I mean. I'm just looking here right now. Brian Daboll, as a head coach, has been a head coach for the New York Giants since 2022. You want to see how screwed up this is? He has 1 winning season as the head coach of the New York Giants. And that was in 2022 when the team went 9-7-1.
Didn't they win a playoff game?
Yeah, they're 1-1
against Minnesota.
But they have since then they went 6-11 in 2023, 3-14 in 2024, and obviously 0-3 now. In his 3 years as head coach, the guy has a record of 18-35.
Jesus Christ!
But how much is on Daboll and how much is on the GM and the moves that they've made and they're drafting?
My thing is this: their drafted is okay. I agree with you, but the coach still has to coach them right.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, great example. You let freaking what's his face, Daniel Jones walk, who's now with Indianapolis. As we saw on Sunday, he's the second coming of Joe Montana.
Hold on.
I'm still not sold on that though.
No, me neither.
And he's my fantasy quarterback, so I'm hoping he does well, but I'm not sold on him.
You drafted him in fantasy?
No. I actually drafted J.J. McCarthy, and he got injured, and now I'm stuck with Daniel Jones, and I just picked up Fields.
I was gonna say, what in the actual hell is wrong with you?
Hey, I finished in 3rd place last year, so I don't put much value in quarterbacks in fantasy. I know I get a lot of shit for that.
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody has a different opinion how they approach fantasy, but I mean, if everybody's getting injured, then I understand. But the way you said it, it made me think that you started him from the get-go. I'm like, there's no chance in hell.
Yeah, I must have been on some good drugs if I did that. There's my draft.
I should just get you a bag of marijuana, and you were gonna just smoke a joint together and be like, "Oh, that's some good shit."
Yeah, Russell Wilson. Let's draft him.
But this is what I don't get though with this team. They had no offense.
No, it's sad.
This team, I hate to say it, we always make the joke for years that the Cleveland Browns were the laughingstock of the NFL. How many years was it that we made the comment about Detroit being the laughingstock of the NFL?
Well, Detroit's good now, so there's that.
And I will say this much right now. I have more faith, and this is going to get me heat, and Bobby, if you want, you can clip this.
Oh.
I have more faith in the Cleveland Browns winning a playoff game before the New York Giants.
Except the Giants won a playoff game before the Browns themselves.
I'm talking about now.
Yeah, I know. I'm justifying this year. And the year before. And the year before that.
Okay, I'll put it this way. The way the Browns are playing right now, I have a feeling they're going to have – obviously, we know they're going to have a better record than the Giants, but I'm going to go a step further. I see Cleveland making it to a Super Bowl before the Giants ever make it back.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Because I'm sorry. You look at these teams and they rebuild from the draft, and yeah, it's all well and good. And we've seen it before. Detroit's probably the greatest example right now. They rebuild within, they got the right pieces in there, and look at how they are now. The Giants, I feel like, went back 30 years, 40 years.
I don't know.
Well, it kind of started with the GM before, taking Barkley as high as he did.
Yeah.
That was just a wasted pick. Great talent, but then you have to pay the guy. Then they're unwilling to pay him, and here we are. And they give the money to Daniel Jones, and then don't give him anything to throw to, give him no protection, and now he's gone too.
I mean,
it's insane. I'm trying to see if I can pull up here the Giants draft history for the last couple of years because I want to see, if we've actually had any decent. Okay, so in 2025, let me go back to. Let me see something here. I'm just even looking back here at like 2022. It was in the Brian Dable era. Do you know they've had no really? I'm just looking at the names of who they drafted. No names really stick out to me since Dable.
So Malik Neighbors doesn't stand out.
He's injured right now.
But that shouldn't matter. He's a star receiver in this league.
Yeah, but 1 year, being a star receiver for 1 year doesn't mean anything. If you're doing that consistently, then yes, I will take it. But if 1 year, then the next year you're having an off year, then to me you're average.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Damien has a different opinion than I do, but to me, Neighbors is probably the best player the Giants have drafted in the last 5 years.
Oh, I'll agree with you on that for sure. But you got to have that quarterback to complement that. I mean, look what happened when the Bills took Josh Allen, and then they had no receivers, and he had nobody to throw to until they got Diggs.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, and this is what I hate is that I've always admitted this is I've always said that I wanted Josh Rosen over Josh Allen, and I've said that in the past.
I've told people that too. I was at a bowling banquet when that happened, and we were all sitting there, and they said Josh, and we were like Rosen, and then they said Allen, and everybody was like, no. We were all so wrong, wrong. No.
Dude, I was fucking pissed when they took him because I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
that was my philosophy at that time because I thought Rosen was the most NFL-ready quarterback, and then all of a sudden they take Allen. I'm like, they're going to take the most inaccurate guy in the league. And then, thank God he proved me wrong because I love the guy.
See, who's going to listen to us about sports now? We might as well that's it. The pod's done.
Well, to be fair, to be fair, though, there are a lot of people that probably have the same thought as you do in that sense. I mean, look at all the idiots that are on ESPN or all the, beat writers and all these other football blogs saying, Josh Allen is an inaccurate quarterback. He's a bust and he'll be like that for the next 2 years. And now look at him. He's a budding superstar in the NFL, if not a superstar in the league at this point. It's crazy.
No, agreed.
I'll just say this much. When it comes to the Giants, I have no faith in them. How can I have faith in this team when they're getting embarrassed left and right, and they're making these decisions, and it's like, okay, are we just folding in the season now?
Well, how do you feel about the Jackson Dart starting for the rest of the season?
To be honest, as I said before, can he do much worse than Russell Wilson? I mean, we're ready. I mean, as a Giant fan, I still remember the 2007 run we had. I still remember the 2011 run we had when we made it to the top. So, unlike Jet fans, and this is not a shot at Jet fans here, let me rephrase that. Jet fans under the age of 50, I've experienced my team making it to the Super Bowl twice.
Yeah. The Giants are my only team that wins, so nobody else wins.
Now it's like I look at it and I go, what are we doing? And I think it starts from the top. I think as much as they say we have to get a new head coach, I think come the summer of next year, or like I said before, by January 5th, if we hear Brian Dable is re-signed to this team, that I seriously might have, and Bobby, you guys may know exactly where I'm going with this, I seriously may have a Francesa meltdown.
I think you're due for one at this point because you almost had a fucking aneurysm nearly 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, or whatever that was.
You clipped that, by the way. I saw that.
Yeah. You should literally, like, if you haven't seen that clip on YouTube that I posted for everybody to see, it's hilarious. Because he's like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No, and they don't. And maybe it's because I've been a Giant fan my entire life, and I've seen this team at the top, and I know they have the ability to win. And now I look at this team, and I'm like, they're a laughing stock right now. They are a joke. This team, to me, is what the Washington Redskins. I know that's a word we can't say. The Washington Redskins.
Who gives a shit? It's our fucking show.
Yeah, probably they're coming back. They're coming back.
Yeah, I'm fully expecting that.
If you guys remember what the Redskins were a number of years ago, when they became like, I'll put it this way. Here's a better one. The New York Giants now are like the Miami Marlins of the National League East.
Wow. I mean, you're really pulling strings here, guy, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, because I say it for this reason. You look at Philly, you look at Dallas, and you look at Washington. 3 teams that are legit teams right now.
Yeah, you think your fandom as a Giants fan is fucking miserable? Dude, I'm a Bills fan, okay? I've been a Bills fan for almost 30 years, okay? I went through Wide Right, the Music City Miracle, 13 seconds, a 17-year playoff drought, and heartbreak after heartbreak.
Bobby, here's the difference, though. If you didn't have Kansas City riding your butts there, you would have had a couple of Super Bowls, I think. But because of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and those Chiefs teams, yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work out for you. But you guys went much farther recently than we did.
See, I don't believe that philosophy because you know how many years it took Peyton Manning to win a Super Bowl because he couldn't beat Tom Brady, and then one year he did it. He won a Lombardi. It could very well happen with Josh Allen.
It very well could. And then we can finally say an actual New York team won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, I don't want to go there.
Not a fake New York team. Who claims they're from New York?
I don't know. I feel like Buffalo teams are cursed. I don't know. And I've only been up here 27 years, and I still have optimism when it comes to if you are a true Buffalo fan, like they are just waiting for the other shoe to fall off all the time.
I mean, Damon, I'll say this much about the Buffalo fans. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about some of the most energetic fans?
No, for sure. For sure.
Look at, how many times did we see videos of them being in the parking lot tailgated and literally putting guys through tables?
Mm-hmm. On fire.
Yeah, because they think this is ECW in 1995.
Well, to be fair, it's not just jumping through tables, mind you. And Damien could probably fill you in on this a little bit because he is from the area at this point. He doesn't he's not from there, but he lives there. I should stand corrected on that.
Yeah.
There's a guy, and I've met him several times. His name is Pinto Ron. John, have you ever heard of Pinto Ron?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Yes. So for context, Pinto Ron is a super fan, and he drives a red Pinto, to tailgate with, and he usually takes it with him to every Bills game, no matter home or road. And the big thing he does back home in Buffalo is he douses himself in ketchup and mustard every game.
And I don't know why.
He just does it, I guess, for the thrill of it. But I'm going to ask him that. Hopefully we get him on the show. I would love to, just say, hey, Ken, we want to know, why do you douse yourself in ketchup and mustard? It'll be like, I just like it because, it's fun to me.
Hey, if he can get a sponsor deal from Heinz or some mustard company, it'd be a phenomenal idea.
Yeah, I would love to do that. As far as the Buffalo connections, I leave that to, Tom and Damien, and the Long Island connections would be you and me in that situation.
Yeah. But I will say this, as much as I bitch and complain about the Giants, don't think I'm not going to bitch and complain about that other New York fake team. who I just want to say one thing about that. One quick thing about that.
Go ahead.
When it comes to Aaron Glenn, the head coach, obviously it's his first year head coach. I'm not taking that away from him. And I think he'll be back next year. Depends on how they do, though. Will depend on how short of a leash he has. But there was one moment, I mentioned this to you guys before we went live, in the game where they got an interception returned for a touchdown. And the clip has gone viral. If you're on TikTok or you're on Twitter, you've seen this clip. And Aaron Glenn is running up and down the sideline and cheering like his team just won the goddamn Super Bowl.
I wouldn't say it's an interception. I would say it's more of like a blocked field goal.
Blocked field goal.
Just happened to get a field. I mean, when you're up by 1 and you're almost down by 25 at that point, I obviously would look like an ass for 30 seconds and then blow the lead again. I would too that as well.
What I don't understand is this. Why are you celebrating that your team got a freaking blocked field goal? Your team is 0-3.
Okay, so are the Giants. Big deal.
Yeah, but here's the difference, though. You're not seeing Brian Dable and his bald head there, waving pom poms on the sideline. I don't understand. I get the fact you're having fun. Okay, I get that. It's football. It's meant to have fun. But when you're in New York and neither the Jets or Giants have been relevant for the last number of years, Jets and Giants fans are getting pissed off. And especially Jet fans are worse because their team hasn't been to a goddamn Super Bowl since 1969.
Okay, but that's kind of how it's supposed to be. The Jets are supposed to be bad for business.
But if Woody Johnson could get his head out of his ass.
Is he really going to do that? I mean, that's literally coming from a guy who said no to a trade for Jerry Jeudy because of his Madden rating. I don't think that should be any trust funds going into that situation.
Oh, wait. You mean you're talking about the same guy whose son was the one who was controlling who was getting re-signed or not?
Yes, that one. Yeah, that one, John, as far as I'm concerned.
I'll put it this way. The best way I can describe both the Jets and Giants right now, they're bringing back Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Yeah, and Brian Dable is the ringleader.
And what does that make Woody Johnson?
Oh, Woody Johnson. Well, in your context, it would actually be a lot more fun to make fun of the Giants.
I will say this much. I know next week I'm not on because of the Jewish holiday, Bobby, but in 2 weeks when I come back, I'm bringing a sound clip with me.
What are you bringing?
A sound clip with me, if I can somehow get it.
What are you going to do with that?
When we talk about the Giants and Jets, I'm going to play the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey theme song.
Cool. All right. If that's the case, then Damon will be joining me on that. Be like, hey, Damon, let's get front row seats, pal. We can watch the circus.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, Damien, you'll see this with me a lot. I've been doing this since 2011. Radio/podcasting.
Okay.
And I'm very passionate. Bobby can tell you, he's seen me on Around the Ropes, and people think at certain points that I'm either going to have a heart attack or shot a brain embolism.
Dude, we're not even 5 minutes into the episode before, and you had a fucking aneurysm.
Yeah, because I'm passionate about pro wrestling, and I'm passionate about New York sports. And unlike other podcasters who are going to sugarcoat everything, that's never been my MO. My MO has always been, if you're doing good, I give you all the credit in the world. But when you're not doing good, then I'm going to start calling people out.
Well, Exhibit A.
Yeah, rightfully so.
And that's the only way you can do it. And I know we got baseball coming up later and other sports coming up later. So I'm going to pace myself tonight so I don't end up having like a complete meltdown.
Oh, that would have been so much fun.
Hey, don't get me started on New York Liberty right now, who I think are the biggest idiots of all.
Oh, that's easy. The Miami Dolphins, because Tyreek Hill is a dumbass who is having buyer's remorse of saying, I want to leave Miami, and then stays. And Now he's on a shitty Dolphins team, and now there's talk of him being traded out of town.
Did you? By the way, you brought that up. Did you hear? I think they played Thursday night. I think it was
against the Bills. Yeah, we didn't even get to the Bills game, which is crazy.
Did you hear they were actually talking about his supposed domestic violence?
Oh yeah, they brought it up
during the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot who said it on TikTok, but they said it perfectly. They're like, "Why are you bringing this stuff up during a game?"
Because Tyreek Hill is a thug, and I think most people would agree with me on that. But in a sense and in a way, the Dolphins are a complete joke, and the Bills just absolutely took the belt out and beat the shit out of their son. And they left a big-ass rash for everyone to see. And, the Bills got the win, and I'm happy with it. And then they're probably going to give the Saints a big rash on Sunday, and it's going to hurt like a bitch. I can tell you that right now. And, I just hope the Bills win. I mean, keep the momentum going. Because I'm sure Damien would agree with me on this, is that there's no telling of when the Bills are going to actually lose a game this year.
It's actually funny you bring that up. I'm actually pulling up the schedule right now, like we just did with the Giants. We're going to do the same thing with Buffalo.
Okay, go ahead.
If my computer will actually let me load, this will be even better. Here we go. Hold on. All right. Saints at home.
Well, that's a win.
Yeah, that's a win.
New England at home, and that's on October 5th. That's a Sunday night game.
That's a win.
Mm-hmm.
In Atlanta on the 13th, so that's a Monday night game.
That's a win. Plus, I'll be there. I'm actually going to that Bills-Falcons game.
All right.
No, that's nice. Bills-Falcons.
Bills are going to win that game.
Then we got on the 26th, Bills are in Carolina. Take on the Panthers.
I'm also going to that game. That's a fucking massacre. Josh Allen is going to make the Panthers their bitch, and he is going to turn the Panthers into a taxidermy item to put up on his mount.
Then they're home to Kansas City.
That's a win, depending on how Casey does throughout the year.
Then they're in Miami, which we know that'll be a win.
Yeah, that's a win.
Then they're home to Tampa.
I'm going to say that's a loss.
That could be. Although their line looks horrendous. Baker Mayfield has no time to throw. And then, Evans will be back by then. But
I will say that Emeka Egbuka is a very good wide receiver.
Oh, yes. Very good.
He is very good at what he does.
On the 20th.
I'm sorry, what's up?
Then they're in Houston on the 20th.
I think that's a win.
Yeah, that's a win.
They got 10 days off before they go to Pittsburgh.
I'm also going to that game. That's for Road to 32. Plus the other two, the Falcons and Panthers, those are also Road to 32 episodes. But the big one this year, we announced it back in May, is Pittsburgh. So it will be myself, my wife Brittany, and our co-host Tom Wujek, and our buddy Rob Hazu. And we're going together to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for that game. So yes.
Then they're home to Cincy on December 7th.
I think they'll still be missing Joe Burrow at that point. Maybe a week prior. I mean, it just depends.
Mm-hmm.
But even if Burrow comes back, I don't see the Bengals annihilating the Bills. I just don't see it.
He's going to be rusty.
Then they're in New England on the 14th.
I would say that's a win.
Then these two are going to get interesting by this point. Yeah, you're in Cleveland on the 21st.
I mean, if they can beat the Packers, I mean.
Well, I'm saying this for this reason. If Buffalo clinches, or more likely when they clinch by that point, do you start sitting some of the starters by that point? Because you still got, at that point, you got Philly and you got the Jets to wrap up the year.
Well, the other thing you have to take into account is I don't think that's the best idea, only because of the idea that they're still going to be competing for the AFC. They want the number one seed this year. And then you have teams like the Chiefs and Ravens and even the Chargers this year that are really coming in hard for that number one spot. Indianapolis could very well surprise everybody by either still winning games or they're just shoving it up their ass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I hate resting players at the end of the year. I think you just got to go with who who got you there going
I'm
into the playoffs too.
and I get that. I'm always saying that maybe not so much with Cleveland and Philly, but when we get to that Jet game, the last game of the year, and you guys are ready to clinch at that point, I'm not saying rest everybody, but I'm saying rest the starters, the bigger name guys, for at least half the game. Because let's say, hypothetically speaking, knock on wood here, let's say you guys do lose a Jet game, for example, because you guys have the backups in. You get the postseason right after, and more than likely, you guys would have a first round bye, which means that you're going to have at least 2 weeks off before you guys play again. So I think resting them, I think, would probably be the best thing. I'm not saying, like I said, not saying for the Philly or Cleveland game, but maybe for their Jet game.
Well, here's my argument to that, is that because you asked about Cleveland and the rest of their starters, that's too early, because you need everybody to be out there no matter what happens. Because, again, going back to my earlier statement, you want to be able to get the first overall seed. And usually that's not crowned until at least the 17th or 18th week of the season. And against the Jets, they definitely want to put on a show, because that's the last ever home game at Highmark Stadium around that time frame.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
Like, why would they want to go to the last game ever in that building and be fucking mediocre? Yeah, I'm so excited, Damian, to watch Mitch fucking Trubisky play. I'm so fucking excited to watch Nick kiss them titties.
Especially when they're like $300-$400 tickets right now for the nosebleeds.
Really. They might be more, considering like that's like the last.
Yeah, that's the last one, so that's probably going to be more. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to think so at that point. And what was I going to say? Yes, so moving on to the second half, but before we get to the second half of the show, which is going to be hockey coverage, because there's a lot to get into, we're going to actually make a quick announcement. As for next week, producer John will be celebrating Yom Kippur, so it's going to be me and Damien next week. And in between the process of all this, we're going to have Gil Martin on the show next week. So that's going to be very, very exciting. And I got to tell you, you guys are going to really enjoy that. And I am very excited to share that with you guys, because let me tell you, man, Gil's quite the character. I got to tell you, he was a great guy, and he's very easy to talk to. So if you're also, by the way, for those of you listening now who are Green Bay Packers fans, I think you guys are going to really like this, because I recently learned a month ago that he is actually a behemoth Green Bay Packers fan. It covers the Packers on certain like blog sites. I think that's honestly pretty damn cool. You know, so that's just a quick announcement before the show. And also, this episode is also brought to you by STB, Simply the Best. If you're looking for something to clean up in your house, call STB. They'll give you a run for your money and make sure that everything goes right for your house. So give them a call, and it'll be on the screen. And yeah, pretty much. So give them a call, STB, for Buffalo's cleaning services. So let's actually get to the second half of the show. And hockey's back, sort of. Preseason hockey is back. Damien and I and John, three of us, were all New York Islander fans. So in a way, I'm pretty damn excited about it. So what was your first impression, Damien? Because I know that the game on Sunday, the 21st, I want to say, it was against the Flyers. There's a clip of Matthew Schaefer skating within maybe 15, 20 miles per hour, skating and stopping Matvei Michkov. What do you think of that?
I mean, honestly, watching the clip and seeing his skating, it reminded me of Connor McDavid. That's how fast he was. It was just incredible to see an 18-year-old skate like that. So it really is exciting to see things to come. That back check was awesome.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, the fact that even Matthew Schaefer is even getting this opportunity to, play in an NHL game, because he has said over the summer that it's either he wants to be in the Islanders and that's it. He doesn't want to be anywhere else. He wants to be on the New York Islanders come the opening night roster in 2 weeks. I mean, there's still plenty of time to adjust everything as far as like how the roster is going to play out, who comes in, who goes out, things like that. So it'll be very interesting to see exactly like who comes in, whatnot. But what's your confidence level that Schaefer is going to make the team?
I think he's going to get that 9-game tryout for sure. And I think it's going to be based on what the Islanders' record is coming out of that 9 games. If they have a pretty good record, I think he'll stay. If they have a piss poor record, which could easily happen, I think he might get sent back down.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's going to make this easy. I really don't.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Because here's the thing, though. He can't go to the AHL yet because he's not eligible. And he can't go back to juniors because they're just going to say to him, listen, you have a choice. You can either play in the NHL or you can play college hockey, which that to me, I think is a good developmental level to have because at that point, some of the best players in the leagues that ever, walked the earth, I should say, guys like Austin Matthews and Jack Eichel. Well, no, I take that back, but I take that back on Matthews. Matthews actually played in the Swedish league with men that were much older than him. Eichel played in collegiate hockey. So, I mean, if Schaefer goes to college and he plays 2 or 3 years of, freshman hockey, then go for it. But I actually had the opportunity to watch him over the summer at development camp. And let me tell you, Matthew Schaefer, when he steps onto the ice, he makes his presence known. And the fact that he's so gifted for an 18-year-old kid is remarkable, honestly. I'm very impressed with what he's going to bring to the Islanders. What do you think, John?
It'll be very interesting to see. If I'm being dead serious right now, it's going to be very interesting to see because the Islanders have not had somebody like this since Tavares. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, Tavares, fuck him, but
I know bad example, but again, the Islanders really haven't had these homegrown talents, so to speak.
Since like JT, yeah, that's understandable. But what was I going to say? Like, it's been a very long time, and yeah. I think Schaefer is the guy moving forward. I honestly wouldn't be surprised in like the 3rd year of his time with the Islanders if he gets that point. I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes captain.
I'll go a step further, and I'll ask you guys this because you guys are more of the Islanders guys than I am. Mm-hmm. Could this become the possibility where he becomes the center focus of this team? And if all of a sudden he starts really putting in the work and the numbers really show that you might be able to bring in, big time free agents this team, actually make the Islanders one of those teams that people can look at in a couple of years and say, hey, with the Eastern Conference, with Boston, Florida, Tampa Bay, could the argument then be made of putting the Islanders in that? I'm not saying this year, but I'm saying within the next couple of years if this is built the right way.
Well, I think they're definitely going to be building around him coming next couple of years into the future. I think he is the centerpiece. He's going to be the centerpiece of the franchise. As far as the Islanders being able to attract free agency, I will believe that when I see it because we were told for many, many years it was an arena problem. We got a new arena, but still can't attract the free agents. So I'll believe it when I see it.
To me, I think it comes down to performance. Because, put it this way, I don't necessarily think it was an arena issue per se. I think it's a Lou Lamoriello issue. Because if anybody who's been paying attention in the last 5-6 years when Lou was there, he kept signing guys that were over their, they were past their prime, and someone there's over in their 30s, maybe 33 years old. Semyon Varlamov is a perfect example. Varley got a 7-year deal. I think it was a year ago he got it, Damien?
Like 2 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. But when he signed Varley, he was 35 years old at that time, and it was a 7-year deal, meaning that Varley probably at this point is probably going to be on the Islanders for the rest of his career unless someone gets desperate and says, look, we need a goalie, but no one's willing to budge. Then I think that's the only way I think the Islanders, make any sort of adjustment. But I think it's, other players too. Guys like J.G. Pajot, who's on the last year of his deal. Varlamov's got about 5 years left, which is stupid. Scott Mayfield has an abysmal contract. Then you have Bo Horvat, who I mentioned before. Anders Lee is on the last year of his current deal. And there's a lot of parts that have to be adjusted in order for the Islanders to, move money,
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of money coming off the books after this year. And so we have the possibility to make a play for a top free agent.
Well, I just want to make a quick mention here. You guys talk about the Islanders, and I just remember I sent you guys the picture a couple of days ago about the sign-in that's happening at Mulcahy's and Wantua of the Islander players.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I said this to you recently, is that you want to read the advertisement, John, so that people that are listening to the show would be interested?
Yeah, I pulled it up right now. Happening on October 14th from 6:30 to 8, which is a Tuesday. They're doing the identity line, which is basically Cal Clutterbuck, Casey Zizekas, and Matt Martin, or as I call him, Matt Martin Esiason. And if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Any item per player with a photo op is $49. A photo op with all three of them is $99. You can also do the VIP hat trick, which is a group photo, and one autograph each, which is $199. Any inscriptions are $20, and any JSA witness is $10, and all the proceeds are a benefit to the Matt Martin Foundation. So if you're in Long Island, head over to Mulcahy's on Tuesday, October 14th from 6:30 to 8. You do need a ticket, though. I want to make it perfectly clear. You do need a ticket. Again, you can, if you're not in the area but you want to get something signed, mail-ins are due by October 11th. Quantity here, it says to purchase tickets or to learn more, scan the QR code or visit www.coachescollectiblenewyork.com. So, guys, again, if you're in the Long Island area, definitely go check it out. And these three guys are, I guess you could say, three of the more well-known Islanders of the last 10 years.
Yeah, the identity line.
And to get an opportunity like this is where a lot of times you go to sign-ins and you're there for 30 seconds, and I feel like with this one you're going to be there for a little bit longer. But, guys, again, that happens October 14th at Mulcahy's over in Wantua, Long Island. So just want to, in case people are listening from Long Island and want to go, there's your opportunity to go.
I would love to go if I wasn't going to Atlanta. That's my way of putting it. If I wasn't going to the Falcons game, I would have said, fuck yeah, I'm going. But
I would love to go if it wasn't like a 9-10 hour drive.
Yeah, I would love to do that if I wasn't going to Atlanta. But no, I do appreciate it. You know what you should do, John? You should go.
I would love to, except one thing.
What?
It's a Tuesday. And what happens Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock?
Oh, I see. You were jerking off. Fuck.
I'll put it this way. There's a little show called Around the Ropes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Around the Ropes. I forgot. Never mind. You didn't see anything. It's all good.
I was trying to do it to present to people who are listening, but Bobby, this is actually an opportunity for us.
In what way?
If we get in contact with them and see about having somebody come on to talk about the event. Wink, wink.
You?
I mean, I can reach out to them.
Go for it. Dude,
Okay.
If you can. It's funny. I've actually been told about several people that would be willing to come on the show. And it's funny enough because, well, here we are. Tom was mentioning this last week. He may not be on the show presently because I'm here. But as far as like, what's the word I'm looking for? Down the road, we have like 10 interviews. And we actually have 3. We're not going to say who it is, but we have 3 pre-recorded interviews. And Damien and John have both been invited to do it. So we'll tell you who those people are down the road when the episodes come out. So we're putting in a lot of behind-the-scenes work. We're making everything happen for sure. And I got to tell you, man, this is going to be very fun, next few months. I mean, when Tom gets his, fucking ass back here at some point in the near future, let's just say things are going to skyrocket.
I just thought of an idea.
What?
Throwing it out there. When's the first Buffalo Sabres New York Islanders game?
It's coming up very soon in like November, I believe.
just sort of a crazy idea, just to throw it out there.
Oh God, here we go. What do you got?
Wait till you hear this idea. Okay, you talking to somebody who's been in this field for a long time. A dual watch party. David and Tom up from the Buffalo area. You and me up from the Long Island area.
What are you getting at?
Watch party.
A watch party? Okay, so to give you an idea, the first game, John, that what you're referring to, is December 20th at 5 p.m.
Okay, so we have a little bit of time to promote it.
We do.
Yeah, that's the game. I think I'll be at that game though. That's the one in Buffalo, right?
Yeah, there's 3 games.
Yeah,
December
there's 2
20th.
here in Buffalo this year.
Yeah, there's one on the 20th in Buffalo, as Damien said. There's one on January 24th. That's a 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon game. And there's one more on March 31st. And by that point, the season will pretty much be over. And it will be March 31st in Buffalo. So that's in Western New York. So 2 Sabres games in Buffalo against the Islanders. And 1 at UBS.
Oh, yeah. We're already planning group tickets. We already do a tailgate before the game. If it's warm enough, we do it in the parking lot. If not, then we go into one of the nearby bars or breweries around there.
You know what's funny? That's one thing I'd love to I have not yet experienced yet. An Islander tailgate party.
An Islander tailgate. Yeah, we actually had what the Islanders Booster Club come up a couple years back. So there was about 60 of us at that tailgate. And then we also had Devin come up from Yes Men Outfitters for a tailgate also. And I think that was like about 40 of us.
Well,
it was fun.
Actually, Bobby, I thought of an idea, but I'll explain it to you offline.
Okay, whatever you want to do. I'm fine with that for sure.
I do a good idea to throw out there, but I do know, like I said, we got hockey sort of started. I want to ask you guys this one other question. What did you guys think? Because the opening preseason game was this past weekend, correct?
Yeah, it was a couple of days ago, actually.
Didn't they play the Flyers, if I saw correctly?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Wasn't that streamed directly on the Islanders app?
Yes.
Do you guys think that's going to be the way they're going to go now with some of these games? Is that they're going to be streamed directly to the app now, since we're seeing all these companies and all these teams now starting to leave linear television? Do you think that's where they're going to start going now? To start broadcasting straight to the app?
It's an interesting question.
I don't know. I don't think they're going there yet, but it is a pain, especially when you're out of the area trying to find what channel they're going to be on or what streaming service they're going to be on.
I'm just saying, because we're seeing so many, leagues now going to streaming service. I mean, from my area, obviously, WWE with Raw just went to Netflix earlier this year. You have the move to ESPN. UFC just went to Paramount. I think eventually, you're going to start seeing, I think at some point you're not going to see teams like the Islanders being on MSG anymore. I think they're going to start going to that route at this point. And I'm not saying this year, but I think give it time. I think within our lifetime, we're going to see teams on specific streaming platforms.
It's definitely an interesting argument because of the idea that, it's funny because my wife and I are actually talking about this now as far as moving streaming services, because if you have Hulu, which I do have, Hulu does not play Islander games or Ranger games for that matter. They don't have MSG at all. So what my wife and I are planning to do is we're going to actually cancel our Hulu subscription and move over to Fubo TV because it's cheaper and they have more channels. And that's including MSG and MSG Plus and MSG2 and basically the stuff I need for an Islanders game night. Because if I didn't know about the move prior to this, I would be like, where the fuck are the Islander games? Why can't I get them? And the only way I would see them would be during the ESPN primetime schedule or with TNT. And another problem is my sister-in-law has a HBO Max account. And I asked her if she could add $16 extra because Fubo doesn't have TNT for some reason. Like, it's something to do with Warner Brothers. I don't really know, but as far as that goes, I'm asking her if she would be willing to do that for me to get the primetime games on TNT for the both regular season and the playoffs.
Yeah, it is the same issue here in Buffalo, though, because you either have to have Spectrum cable to watch the Sabres, or you got to go Fobo or Fubu to get MSG. So now you know my struggles of trying to organize these meetups at different bars and restaurants. Because I got to make sure they have these streaming services, or I got to illegally bring a Roku with me and sign into my account.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, have you thought about Gotham Sports app?
I've heard about it. I haven't looked into it, though.
Yeah, me neither. But I saw an ad for it the other day. I knew it was a thing, but apparently they broadcast Sabres games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's you know about Gotham Sports.
Yeah, we were just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what took over for the Yes Network now, actually.
Interesting. Well, I mean, if they want to win the regular consumers, they should turn that into like a full-fledged like app, like Hulu or Fubo or Roku TV, or you know what I mean, like a big like platform. That's what I think they should do. But MSG is a bunch of cheap fuckwads that just suck their own dicks, and they won't provide people the option to say, hey, Gotham Sports is now on your TV and you can download it on this system or this whatever if you have like Roku or something like that. But no, they have to make you say, oh, pay this amount of money and put it on your tiny little electronic brick. Like that's not.
Well, I mean, as bad as MSG is, though, when they have the hockey games on ESPN, 100 times worse.
Oh yeah, it's a joke.
Worse. The audio is like behind. The announcers are just terrible that you don't even want to listen to the audio.
You guys talk about that. Obviously, that's become a big topic in wrestling. And I know I keep going back to wrestling, but it's a perfect way. This whole thing of everything going to streaming now is getting ridiculously expensive. Just to watch WWE, I'll put it in this perspective. Just to watch WWE now, between Netflix, you still have Peacock, and you still have ESPN, the new app that they just released a couple weeks ago. It's running you at a minimum, I think, like $300-$400.
Yeah,
just to have all those apps.
Yeah, no, I would never have the desire to do that. Like, the thing that gets people is like, because I have Hulu, like I said before, the big thing is that they get your attention with is not only Hulu, but with Disney Plus and with ESPN. And you bring up a point, is that people will want to watch the primetime events in those, sources. But unfortunately, for a lot of people like myself who have Hulu, they're going to find out that Hulu is going to be shutting down next spring in 6 months or so. So you don't really have much time left until they say goodbye, Hulu. All the stuff on Hulu is going to go to Disney Plus or ESPN. And then you're like, oh, shit, what do I do now? So that's why I'm making the move like now, because apparently Fubo is also, merging with Disney Plus. I'm not 100% accurate about how that is, but there was something like a silver lining in there between that Fubo's doing this and they're not doing this, but there's always some sort of hostility into it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I was just going to say, the way we're looking at it now with streaming, people love to sit there and say, cut the cord, because regular cable now is getting expensive. But if you're going to start having all these apps, because, this show's on this streaming app, but this show's on this streaming app, and this show you have to pay this amount of money, and this show it's like, is the consumer really winning here? I know we're not, I know this isn't a tech show, but
I don't think the consumer ever wins, but the price of internet's even going up too. So.
Actually, Bobby, I mentioned you before we did have another co-host.
Yeah.
He's actually joining right now. Quickly, do you want to put your 2 cents in with this whole streaming?
Oh, sure. How you doing, guys?
Great. How are you, Dad?
As a matter of fact, it's funny you mentioned about cable because I just saw my wife up for Howdy. Do you hear of Howdy?
Yeah.
Howdy's through the Roku channels, $2.99 a month.
Well, I don't use Roku. I have a TV by Roku, but I don't actually use like the platform.
Well, I have Roku and it's free because I bought a Roku TV.
Huh.
But Howdy at $2.99 a month, I found out the shows on Howdy you can watch on Roku for nothing. So I canceled the membership 10 minutes after I got it. What's the point?
Right. I mean, the same thing's going to be said in 6 months from now for Hulu. It's like Hulu is going to be gone from the earth, and then Fubo is really kicking ass in the market as far as like, streaming services. A lot of people are going that direction with, streaming services. I mean, there's only so much you can really, I guess put it in together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only so much you could fathom in there.
Let me tell you, I'm older than you guys, and I remember when TVs used to have 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 41 done, and 13. And that was it. And you didn't pay for TV.
No.
Now there's so many channels, and half the time I still can't find anything to watch. And I have every streaming service, Pluto, Plex, FilmRise, Freevee, everything. I still can't find stuff to watch. It's ridiculous.
Well, there's always a guide, so there's that.
Well, TV sucks, though. It's terrible. It's really terrible.
Well, there's too many choices now.
Yeah.
The shows are awful. There's nothing good. And a lot of them are taking, like Howdy, for example. There's nothing original. Most of the shows on Howdy are from other networks.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of merging going on, but...
Well, big fish always eats little fish in the business world. That's just the way it always works.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking about stuff that's not been fun, we got baseball to talk about now.
Yes, let me put it this way. Lol Mets. Let's put it that way. The Mets suck, and I'm a Mets fan. And they're going to probably miss the playoffs. And they're probably and they're blowing the lead right now to Chicago in the bottom of the third, and it's 2-0. So
Really? I feel like they're going to sneak in.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're going to sneak in. You just got to be in it to win it,
And how far they're going to
get hot at the right time?
How far are they going to go?
To the end of the weekend.
The Yankees still in the running. The Yankees, I think, are only a game out.
Well, I think they clinched.
The Yankees clinched?
I think they
playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah.
I think they're a game out, I think, of winning the entire division.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw George Springer, I think it was.
Toronto?
Yeah, from Toronto. Got pissed off because they were playing Detroit last night, which, first of all, by the way, I want to, from I-86, Bobby, I'm taking your lead here on this one for a hot second. I want to send our well wishes to the guy from Cleveland. I don't know if you guys saw the clip of Detroit was playing Cleveland this past weekend. And 99-mile-per-hour fastball, the guy from Cleveland went to go to bunt it. The ball went off the bat,
hit him in the head,
straight right to his face.
I didn't see that, honestly.
But going back to my George Springer thing, they were playing, I forgot who they were playing, and he hit the ball down the third base line, and you can clearly see it went there. The umpire called it foul, and obviously you can't hear what they're saying, but if you can read lips, you can easily tell what he said. George Springer turned around and goes, if you want to give it to New York, just give it to them already.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Yes.
But, Damien, are you a baseball fan?
Yeah.
Yep. Huge Mets.
Mets, thank God.
Yeah, man, I like the Mets, yeah.
Oh, I've tried to start a Mets group up here too, but it never really caught on because we don't have like the grassroots in place. I even reached out to Darren Meehan of the 7 Line Army to see if he would do like different train stops like around the country and promote it on his website. Like he didn't really have to do much, but he's a busy man, so I don't think he was interested.
The problem with the Mets, they're always competing with the Yankees for the back page. They always have been. And they never win. I mean, now they're okay, but this year, I mean, if they don't make it this year, what a disappointment.
Yeah, it's going to be another epic collapse.
And what do you do with Mendoza? Do you bring him back another year? I would assume so.
No, you fire him.
I don't know.
Well,
1 year and 2 years? What is it, 2 years? 2 years, you don't give him a third shot? I don't know.
But here's the funny thing. Evan Roberts from WFAN had the best line. Obviously, you remember this when they won in 69. and how everybody was surprised, they were stunned that they won.
No, they weren't supposed to.
I think he made the comment, he goes, it's going to be the same reaction, but in reverse if they don't make it. I mean, right now, Bobby, you said they're losing, what, 2-0?
3.
3-0.
For Chicago?
Yeah.
Chicago clinched already, right?
I think so.
Didn't Chicago clinch already?
Yeah, Chicago already clinched.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I'm pulling up right now. From what I understand, I think the Mets are a game
Were
up.
they a game ahead of San Francisco or something?
Yeah, something like that. Hang on, I'm pulling up right now.
Are they a game over San Francisco for the last wild
Well,
card
that's what I'm
spot?
pulling up right
I thought
now.
it was a game over the Diamondbacks and the Reds.
Yeah, they're a game up on the Diamondbacks in Cincinnati right
For the
now.
last spot?
3.5 on St. Louis, 4.5 on Miami, 4.5 on San Fran. Obviously, that's really it because then you got 7 with Atlanta, and then well, we all know Colorado's not making it.
Well, don't the Mets still have a couple games with Philly
Uh,
before the end of the year?
Give me a second. I can pull that up for you.
But either way, the Mets are fucking garbage, and they're not going to do shit. Let's just put it that
Mets
way.
upcoming schedule for the last 5 games. They got these last 2. They have the game tonight with Chicago, Thursday night in Chicago, and then they wrap up with Miami.
Miami's not bad this year, though. I wouldn't be shocked if they lose to Miami.
And to answer your question about Philly, Philly
There's
has
only one, right? They clinched through.
Philly already won today. They won 11-1 over Miami. They have one more game with Miami tomorrow, and then they wrap up with Minnesota at home.
Okay, well, either way, the Mets are not doing shit, and I'm a Met fan, and I'm being honest.
You
They're
gotta
fucking
comment-
garbage. They're gonna choke it away because when was the last time? Anybody in this room can say this. When was the last time the Mets can outright confidently say to their fans, "We're actually good," and we can actually clinch the spot without saying, "Hopefully they make it." When was the last time we actually heard that?
Not in my lifetime.
No.
What?
Not my lifetime?
The 80s?
Anybody's lifetime, even your dad's.
No.
Like
They've
86.
always been a very mediocre team that got lucky.
We have a comment coming here from Jay on YouTube saying the New York Mets are not looking good now, but we weren't looking good last night, and we still pulled a victory.
What's the difference? One victory doesn't mean anything. They're still not going to make it. And if they make it, they'll not make it past the first round. What's the difference?
Well,
You got to be realistic.
Hold on. Maybe you guys can explain this to me with the way the wild card works now. Right now, you got Chicago, San Diego, and the Mets. I guess now we would play San Diego, and then I guess Chicago goes on to play one of the divisional winners. If I'm reading it right.
Well, Chicago. Let me look at the wild card standing. So
Chicago's 88-69.
Chicago would get a first round bye. The Mets would play the Dodgers, and the Phillies would play. Actually, no, I'm reading this wrong. Yeah, the Cubs and the Brewers would both get byes, and the Dodgers would play the Mets, and the Phillies would play the Padres.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, because then on the other side, you got Cleveland playing Detroit and Boston playing New York.
Yeah, so in this context, the Yankees would get the bye. And actually, no, I'm wrong.
Toronto would get the bye.
Yeah, I misread that. The Blue Jays would get the bye. And then the Yankees are also in this conversation. So the Yankees would let me see. Yeah, so the Blue Jays get the bye. Then who did I say before? The Padres and the Phillies? Oh, no, the Mets.
Well, right now for the AL, from what I'm looking
So
at
the
here,
Tigers would play the Guardians, if you want to be specific. The Tigers would play the Guardians. The Red Sox would play the Yankees.
Yeah.
And the Mariners, I'm
Mariners
pretty sure that's how it works too.
would have basically right now. Here's how it stands: Cleveland would play Detroit, Boston would play New York. The winner of Detroit and Cleveland would go on to play Seattle. The winner of Boston and New York would go on to play Toronto. Then on the other side, you got the Mets and the Dodgers, San Diego and Chicago. The winner of San Diego and Chicago would play Milwaukee, and the Mets and the Dodgers would play the Phillies.
Yeah, but the Mets play well against the Dodgers.
Here's my issue. I said this for a while now. I've had a conversation with you about this. I have no faith in the Dodgers.
No.
How many times have we seen the Dodgers be one of these dominant teams in the regular season,
They choke in the playoffs.
and then come the postseason, all of a sudden it's, oh yeah, the Dodgers just got swept. And they
That's
have.
why I wouldn't mind the Mets sneaking in. Like I said, I still think they can do it. And then I'll just go from there and hope.
Yeah, I mean, it's as they always say on WFAN, it's one pitch, one at bat, one game at a time.
And it's very random. Any team can be any other team during the playoffs.
But
you can't afford to fuck up. But I'm expecting them to, because it's the Mets. And by the way, if you're wondering, you beautiful women, it is 5-0 Cubbies.
okay, so we're not doing good so far, but it's not over yet.
What inning? What inning?
It is the bottom of the third.
Oh, it's still early. We were down 5-0 the other day.
Yeah, but well, it's funny we bring up the Dodgers. I want to get you guys to start. Clayton Kershaw, they announced his retirement at the end of the year.
He earns it, man. I mean, he had a Hall of Fame career, and he's gonna end up in Cooperstown in a few years from now.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's a Hall of Famer?
Well, yeah. I mean, why
Yeah.
wouldn't he be?
I don't think he's the first ballot, but I think he'll get it eventually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He won't be first ballot, but he'll definitely get it into Canton for sure.
I mean, he's got 3,000 strikeouts. I think 280 something wins. He'll
I'm
get
pulling
it.
up right now.
He'll get it. Not first ballot, but he'll get it.
Hold on, where was it? Here we go. We do got a comment coming in here from YouTube. Oh, here's an interesting question. Who's
Who's
gonna
going to take this year's World Series?
Who the hell knows?
Who's going to take the World Series?
I think we Mets against the Yankees. Let's go fantasy. Mets against Yankees.
The
I'm gonna
Blue
say-
Jays.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Cubs and the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I was gonna say Toronto also.
Oof.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Cubs and Blue Jays in the World Series. But
I
we'll
can
see.
tell you right now, if it's no, you know what I think it's going to be representing the American League, and it's a team none of you guys are saying.
Cleveland.
No,
Detroit.
Seattle. There's something about that Seattle team this year, especially when you have the catcher who has
Oh, yeah.
What?
Cal Riley.
57
or something.
home runs or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's having one good year. Let's not get carried away with it.
Yeah. They're like a team, though, until they actually do it, I won't put any faith in them.
what was I going to say? With the Mariners, they're an interesting team because the last time that they were this good, you got to go back to 2001, I think. Like
Oh, you mean when they contracted diabetes in front of the whole country?
Pretty much. But, I mean, when you look at, I think right now, I think Detroit is definitely a possibility. I think, you said before, any team could win.
Because playoffs are very random. If a team gets hot, they win 3, they win the thing. That's all. Or they win 4. Any team can win 4. You just got to do it.
It's not structured like football, or even in hockey, it's not structured. I mean,
Very random.
well, nobody suspected that the Florida Panthers or the Tampa Bay Lightning, for that matter, would go to the Stanley Cup for 5 straight years in a row to represent the state of Florida in the Eastern Conference. Nobody expected that.
Didn't Florida win it 2 in a row?
Yeah.
Florida won it 2 years in a row. Tampa went 3 years in a row, won the first 2, and then lost the last one, and then they haven't went back since.
But I just think when you look at, with this, it's like, I mean, we could be sitting here and be on the verge of the Milwaukee Brewers winning the whole thing.
If they play well, they deserve it. Why not?
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now, advertisers, any of these big
Don't want to
advertisers.
see the Brewers win, believe me. Advertisers would love Yankees and Dodgers.
Yeah. Or even like Toronto.
Yeah, they don't want to see They don't want to see Seattle or Detroit or Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah, only the fans want to see that.
Well, that'd be cool. You always want to root for the underdog.
Well, me too.
I would love for it to be somehow the Yankees getting back there and have to go past the Dodgers again somehow. And
See, the problem with the Yankees, they're expected to win and they think they're going to win. And then if they don't, it's like, what was me? We didn't win.
Well,
we didn't do anything wrong. The other team was just better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big issue. I mean, you don't win. Face it, you blew it somehow.
From YouTube, Jay says we need clutch hits. Why is nobody stepping up tonight?
You know why, Jay? Let me save you let me refresh your memory here. Because it's the fucking Mets, and they don't know how to win, and they haven't done shit in almost 30 years.
Yeah. Well, instead of signing 3 players, they signed 1 player to $765 million.
Yeah.
Juan Soto got all that money. And here's my other argument with the Mets is that, and then we'll wrap up in a few minutes. But as far as the Mets go, it's a fucking joke. It's a joke. They bring in Juan Soto, great player, no doubt about him. His contract, I think, is worth for what he's got. Here's the issue. They put all their eggs in one basket for him, but they didn't bother to address pitching. They didn't bother addressing outfielder. They didn't bother getting hitters. Cedric Mullins has been nothing more than a disappointment. I mean, God forbid. I mean, you can't compromise this guy. And the fact that he's even on the goddamn team and hasn't done anything really should speak volume about the Mets in general.
Well, they brought in those 2 relievers, too, at the deadline. They've done nothing.
The bullpen's awful. It's really awful.
Well, Ryan Helsley sucks. I hate saying that.
He throws it fast, that's all.
Yeah, Helsley sucks. Soto sucks as far as Gregory Soto. We needed pitchers this offseason, but let's get Juan Soto to sleep. Jay, here's the problem, guy. The Mets were going to get Soto one way or the other, and I hate to bust your chops because that's the reality of the situation. They were going to pay him no matter what they were going to do. No matter what.
No, and then he says, he goes, after last year facing the Dodgers, it's obvious we need pitchers.
Pitchers don't win games, though. Hitters win games. You got to get the runs.
Yeah, but here's the thing also. I mean, you could attest this, and you guys can test this too. Pitchers nowadays, like pitchers back in the day.
It's very different.
I'm talking like early 90s. You couldn't picture, I'll use this as a great example. Nolan Ryan.
Well, Nolan Ryan's a Hall of Famer, though, John.
Well, what'd you say?
I said Nolan Ryan is a Hall of Famer, though.
But my point is this, though. Nolan Ryan was the first name that came to mind here. He had what, 30 complete games a year?
Something like that.
Something ridiculous.
Pitchers nowadays,
they don't do complete games.
You're lucky if you get a pitcher goes past the 5th inning, 6th inning.
Because they stop at 100 pitches. Because they pay these guys too much money, and they don't want their investment to get injured and sit on the bench the whole next year for earning $20, $30 million.
I mean, how many contracts have we seen over the last 10 years of pitchers specifically because they had the one good year and then literally fell apart? I can name 2 right off the bat. Tim Lincecum,
Barry
Zito, right there. Those are 2 names of guys who everybody thought was going to be the second coming of Babe Ruth, and what they do? They're playing golf in Florida.
But at this point, I think it's safe for me to say that whenever I keep my optimism level low on the Mets, I feel a lot better and more honest about them than I would be for like the Islanders as an example. At least with the Islanders, I'm very passionate about them. But with the Mets, it's like, yeah, I'm a baseball fan, I'm a Met fan, and there are diehards, and that's not disregarding them. But for me, I know for a fact, because I was married into a Mets family, everybody within that household are just like they're excited about the team in the middle of the year. And then like after the All-Star break is where everything goes downhill. And the Mets have been doing this since what? When they went to the World Series 10 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, we all remember that infamous 2015 run they had. And we all remember that infamous picture of Matt Harvey yelling at Terry Collins, because Terry Collins wanted to take him out of the game.
Right. I mean,
Harvey was a waste. Harvey was another bust.
But half of them were. Noah Syndergaard did nothing. Steven Matz did nothing.
Yeah, but then it's how many players leave the Mets and become superstars.
You know what's funny? I don't think that trend happens anymore. Not like it did back in the day.
It did years ago.
I think now a lot of guys that are in the Mets, they just leave the Mets.
No, they just fade away.
Yeah, I think right now, I'm trying to think here really of any good examples of guys who played with the Mets and.
Well, Wheeler.
Yeah, Wheeler's probably the only one, and I think he's become average.
Yeah.
bet he's average.
He's DeGrom's
You
average.
think Mike Trout is not average?
Oh no, he's overrated.
You think Alonso's not average? Alonso's very average.
Harrison Bader.
Yeah. Alonso got lucky. He has a contract that's basically favors him.
He can opt out.
He can opt out. He has
If I was him, I would. Opt out, go free agency, and see what the market will pay you.
Okay, I'm going to ask you guys this question right now. You're Pete Alonso. You opt out. Do you put yourself basically in the exact same position you were 1 year ago?
Yeah, and then what happens is the Mets come back and they offer you $35 million and you join the Mets.
I think.
I mean, if I'm being honest, if I'm Pete in that situation, you don't want to lose him for anything. But at that point where he is now in his mid-30s or early 30s, I want to win. And the Mets are not going to do it, even if they have Juan Soto. It doesn't mean shit if you don't win a World Series. If you make the playoffs, that's awesome. But here's what you have to understand. You're paying Juan Soto to perform in the playoffs. And right now, that's not happening. That's the whole idea about paying Soto.
I'll put it this way. Do you guys know the last Mets homegrown talent, and I said this to you before, the last Mets homegrown talent that actually did something of relevancy with this team?
David Wright.
No.
Oh, Damien, do you know this one?
I mean, I still would have said Pete Alonso, but
I told you who it was.
No.
The last Met who was a homegrown talent who actually did something. And no, you can't say the guys from the 86 team because none of them were homegrown. None of them really were homegrown.
What?
Ed Kranepool was was the last Met homegrown player who actually did something of relevancy.
Back in 69?
Yeah.
Jesus. He just died.
Yeah, but that's my point though, is everybody sits there and says, well, look at the Yankees, they have 55 homegrown talents, with guys like Jeter, guys like Mantle, those guys. You look at the Mets, it's like after Ed Kranepool, they've had nobody.
That doesn't make you a better player.
But what I'm just saying is, if you lose Pete Alonso, it continues that trend. So what I'm saying.
Bottom line is you have to win. That's the bottom line. Well, doesn't matter where you grow up.
Unfortunately, there's no loyalty in baseball anymore. You said that before. Huh? There's no loyalty.
There's no loyalty in sports.
Loyalty to your wallet. That's the loyalty.
Unless your name is Josh Allen, then, there's some sense of loyalty.
Some sense, but we'll see. If they continue not to get that Super Bowl, I don't know. We'll see.
Bobby,
he's already stuck there for life anyway. He already signed his contract, so can't really go anywhere.
Before we wrap up tonight, Bobby, do you want to do quick predictions for the upcoming NFL?
Yeah, sure, because I'm going to save your energy right here. The Giants are not winning on Sunday. Let's put it that way.
We'll go through it quickly here, because hold on, if I can actually pull up the schedule. That would
the Giants play the Jets, though?
Good Lord.
Maybe they'll have a chance.
I hope.
Did they play the Jets at all this year?
Who? The Giants?
Giants against Giants or Jets?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I don't care about either one. I'm a Bills fan.
Here we go. Oh, good Lord. First game, Thursday night, Seattle, Arizona. Bobby, who do you got?
Seattle.
Damien?
Same.
Yeah, Seattle.
Yeah, I got Seattle as well. I think we actually have our first London game of the year.
Yeah, so Sunday morning at 8:30 or something.
9:30.
Yeah,
yeah.
Minnesota Vikings, Pittsburgh Steelers, in good old London. I'll go with you first.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Damien?
Minnesota.
I'm going Pittsburgh.
I got to go Pittsburgh on this one. Now for the 1 o'clock games, Washington and Atlanta. Damien, I'll go to you first.
Washington, Atlanta, Washington.
Yeah, Washington. Atlanta's a joke at this point.
Yeah, I'll take Washington as well. All right, well, we know who Bobby and Damien are going to pick for this one, so I'll go to you first on this one. Saints at Buffalo.
I mean, that really doesn't take a genius. John, the next time you do something like that, I'll kick your ass. How about that?
Next game guy here, Cleveland at Detroit. I'll go first in this one. Am I the only one, brother, who would love for this to be like a playoff game, like possible Super Bowl game down the road?
Yeah. Oh, you really high on Cleveland.
I'm going to take Detroit.
I would, yeah, Detroit. Jay in our comment section says the Lions as well. Bobby, who do you have for that one?
Well, I mean, it doesn't take a genius. It's Detroit.
So you got Detroit, Damien.
Detroit.
Yeah. All right, next game we got here is the Tennessee Titans are at the Houston Texans. Bobby, who do you got?
Send in the clowns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the Texans just because it's a clown show. Houston's a disappointment. Just like my first date in high school, and that did not go very well. So I'll put it that way. Houston. I'm taking Houston.
Damien?
Houston.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next we got is the Carolina Panthers are at the New England Patriots. Who do you got?
Patriots.
I got Patriots as well.
Patriots.
Damien?
Panthers.
Okay. Oh boy. The start of the Jackson era for New York. Giants Chargers. Who do you got?
Chargers.
Come on. Come on, John. You're better than that.
It's on here.
I would take the Pee Wee football team against the Giants, and they probably beat them.
I take my grandmother over the Chargers, and she's dead. So that way, I take her over the Giants.
I'm going to take the Chargers. I'll tell you this much right now. Watch. All of a sudden, I'm not going to be here next week, and watch. The Giants are going to win.
No. If they do, you're going to be like, I should have came on next week.
Next you got this one's actually could be a legit good game on Sunday. Philadelphia at Tampa Bay.
Ooh. I gotta go with the Bucs.
I'm going Philly.
I'll take Philly.
Yeah, as much as I hate Philly, I'll take Philly on that one too. Indianapolis is Indianapolis is at the Rams.
I'm going to take the Rams just because I think Indy is just, ass.
No. I'll take Indy for my fantasy football points with Daniel Jones.
Take the Rams.
You take the Rams, okay.
I can't believe you still have Daniel Jones. I'm shocked.
Next we got here is Jacksonville at San Fran.
Oh, no. I'm so scared of Mac Jones. Jacksonville.
David?
San Fran.
Okay, here's another good game, depending on what Kansas City team we're going to get. Baltimore at Kansas City.
Ooh, okay. So this is probably the one game I actually care about, and that's
a good game.
Yeah, I got to take the Ravens. I want them to beat Kansas City so fucking bad. I want to come to work the following day after that game, and I can go, yes, Kansas City sucks.
I got to say the same thing. Like, I got to go Ravens, especially, they're the highest scoring offense in football right now, and they've lost 2 games.
Before Daniel's pull a comment up here quickly. Jay in the YouTube set comment says he got the Rams Chiefs running game sucks right now. Who do you have?
Ravens.
You have the Ravens.
Yeah.
Got one more game for the afternoon games. Chicago in Las Vegas to play the Raiders.
Oh my God! The fact that you actually saved this game for last should say more about the schedule than it says about how you organize.
Just wait till you hear how I introduce the next couple of games there.
Oh, believe me, I know.
About that Monday night game.
Yeah. I guess I have no choice. I got to go with the Bears.
Raiders.
Sunday night game in Dallas. The Green Bay Packers. The Micah Parsons revenge game. Who already he turned around and he said he's going to be when he tackles Dak Prescott. He already said it's going to hurt.
Packers.
I don't like Dallas.
Yeah,
So you got
Packers.
All right, here we go now. There's 2 Monday night games this week. Again, guys, there's 2 Monday night games this week. Let me go with this one first. Cincinnati at Denver. Who do you have?
Cincinnati.
Bobby?
I'm taking the Broncos just because the Bengals defense sucks.
Denver.
I think this could be the greatest game ever played between 2 of the greatest franchises ever. The 0-3 New York Jets take on the 0-3 Miami Dolphins.
Take the Dolphins.
You get the Dolphins?
I'm taking the Dolphins, and you're only saying this because you know that deep down the Giants are not going to be any better.
I'm going to go to Dolphins too.
I honestly should give you a nickname. We should call you, instead of Producer John, we should call you John the Optimist.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And instead of being like an optimist for everything, you're going to be dressed up like the Pope. Pope John the Optimist.
But, yeah, I got Miami as well. I don't see the Jets doing anything.
I think and then we have Deacon Damien to go with that.
And I think we're going to have...
Damien. Wow. All right.
I think then we're going to have 4 or 5 clips of Aaron Glenn running up and down the sideline celebrating because the team just won the Super Bowl. It seems to be, not have a win until maybe Christmas at this point.
I mean, I have no expectations on the Jets. I do not care for them. I hate the Jets.
Let me just go to the comment section here quickly. Jay says he thinks the Packers will win. Dallas defense is horrible. And he also said he has the Broncos and Miami.
Well, of course the Cowboys defense sucks. You literally trade Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
But, guys, another great show, as always. Bobby, I was going to say, I think we held in well without Tom being here.
Yeah, thanks, Ginger Hammer, you fuck. If you're listening in spirit, and I know you are, pal, we love you. We hope to see you in a few weeks before I have to kick John's ass again. Damien, welcome to the show, man. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure being on tonight.
Absolutely. And just for one more reference, Gil Martin will be on the show next week. For anybody who's an Islander fan listening to the show, because let's face it, this show is mainly Long Island and Buffalo, so there's the connections there. Gil Martin will be on the show next week at 8 p.m. with us. Stay tuned for that. And then on top of all that, this fuckhead will not be here with me next week. It's going to be me and Damien taking over the show. Right, Damien?
Yep. I'm going to be producer Damien, though.
Yep, exactly. You're going to be producer Damien. I like that.
But
the Damon distress.
Guys, again, catch I-86 on all your streaming platforms as well. You can catch the replay. And then Jay, one last comment. He says, great show, guys. Until next time. Catch I-86 every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, on the I-86 YouTube channel and also on the all-new ATR network as well. Yes, guys, they're also on the rest of each side as well. Damien, you want to plug your group quickly?
Yeah. Like I said, I run the Buffalo New York Islanders meetups group. So it's for displaced Islander fans that live in and around Buffalo. We're on Facebook at Buffalo New York Islanders meetups. Yeah, you could join the group, and I'll add you in because it is a private group. Didn't want a lot of spammers. You can also find us on Twitter. We have our first meetup planned already for this season. So it's going to be October 25th, the 12:30 game against the Flyers. So an afternoon game we're going to start up with. And it's going to be at Buffalo Old Brewery, which is not that far from my house, about 10-minute drive down in Lovejoy, part of Cheektowaga. So hoping that people are going to come out and join us and get some new faces. So like I said, we usually get anywhere between like 10 to like 25 people. So please come out.
Yeah, and guys, he's got a QR code. So if you're interested in checking out his group, if you're listening to the show, feel free to, scan the QR code, check it out, Buffalo New York Islanders Meetup. And, of course, you can find us everywhere from X, YouTube, Spotify, etc. We have a Linktree account, and we'll put the QR code for that as well. You can check our stuff out there as well. And once again, next week, me and Damien will take over, and we will have the great Gil Martin on the show next week. So it's going to be a hell of a time.
Yeah.
And guys, you guys can catch me every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Around the Ropes, the radio show. We cover all things from your big league stuff, which is like WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, to your local independents, guys. Again, you can catch myself and Red live every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're also, the other thing also just mentioned, you can catch I-86 on Spotify on 2 different accounts. I just want to make that clear. It's on the I-86 Spotify. Is it under I-86 on Spotify?
Yeah, I-86 After Dark, yeah.
And then also under the new all new ATN network as well. And that's also where you guys can catch up with all the Around the Rope stuff, Battleground, War Room stuff, at Around the BCW World. And guys, obviously, like Bobby mentioned, I will not be here next week due to the Jewish holiday. So I hope Bobby can behave himself.
Shut the fuck up. I can handle myself. Shove it up your ass. How about that?
Guys, for all of us here, for my dad, Bobby, and Damien, I'm John. This has been I-86. We'll catch you guys next time.
See you next week.
See ya.